Gambit Chads, so I have a funny story for you. I was about to publish this video under the title and the thumbnail. I'd even made it and everything about how I beat a Walrus Gambit Denier, and it was a crazy, crazy game, and I think it was a really instructive attacking game, and I was going to publish it just because I like the game so much, and I thought you would too. However, However, about 10 minutes ago, I discovered something, which is why I'm recording this now before I play the original Twitch stream of the game. So this Twitch stream in this game is from, as you can see here, October the 18th. October the 18th. And so I went to just check on this guy's profile, PFunnyLayer. He was 2510 when I beat him. And you can see here, this account has been closed for fair play. It's been closed for fair play, meaning he was a cheater, at least according to chess.com. And this happened on October the 19th. You can see his last games are on October 19th, and you might also notice that one of these other last games are against Hikaru Nakamura. So, putting this all together, this probably means that I beat a cheater, and then he's cheating one a little bit too far. This is the most likely explanation. He beats Hikaru, chess.com, definitely gonna have a look at that one, and then the account gets banned. And so stick around for how I apparently beat a cheater. And I mean, but this game with Hikaru, I thought was so funny. So it starts out pretty normal. I think Hikaru delays castling a bit too long. Hikaru with the white pieces here, PFunnyLayer. This guy PFunnyLayer with the black pieces, striking immediately with c4, and then continuing to inflict pressure. I guess Hikaru again has an opportunity to castle, but continuing to inflict pressure. And now there's no castling, and there's a strong pin here, so you can't take this knight. And now the bishops are causing problems both ways. So hitting that rook, knight c3 coming in there, rook d8, threatening rook d1 check. So the king starts to run. Uh-oh. That diagonal was going to open with this move pawn to c5, so the bishop was going to open along that diagonal, so Hikaru stops that. But just so many problems everywhere. The diagonal opens up, now black's up a pawn. PFunnyLayer takes down Hikaru by trading here. Check. So now the king's all drawn out. The king's drawn out. It has no way to go back home, and it runs. Wow, this is probably what did him in, because just taking this knight would be check, and then take the rook would win the game. But he doesn't go for that. He goes check, check again, and finds this beautiful mate. So I thought this was an absolutely crazy game. So stick around for how I beat PFunnyLayer, the cheater, in an even more crazy game. All right, well, we're playing a 25-10. This is a 3-0 game. Why don't we try a Walrus Gambit? By the way, do you like my new piece settings? Oh, he declined my Walrus. Rude. What do I do against a Walrus decliner? Oh no, is this just gonna be like, he tricked me, we're playing a real opening. He tricked me. I've been bamboozled into a real opening. This is a real scotch. D5 anyway. What's up, Soleil? How you doing? Alright. Bishop out. So this is a scotch. I like my new piece settings. I was experimenting with the chess.com different settings there. Alright, let's play here d5. I know I used to play this with white. This sort of scotch. Take on e4. That is a line in like this position, right? Knight takes, and like this is not a move though. You're supposed to go e takes d5. I just don't remember why. I have knight g4, knight d7. I'm even considering this move. I'm just not remembering what the play is here. So, I mean, he needs to guard against d4 wherever I move the knight, right? So let's say knight back, castles. What if I... Okay, yeah, let's just go knight here. Okay, we're still threatening this. Yeah, as I understood the line... No, this is the, it's the neon settings. It's, here. It's neon in chess.com/settings/themes. Okay, e6. Somehow I misevaluated this. Wait. Okay. It's pretty crazy. Can I just go queen here? So the issue is if I take, there's check. I go queen out, castles. I play d4. Yeah, wait, maybe I just missed this. Okay, let's just go knight here. I'll go king takes. My king will be safe because I'll go rook here, or rook e8, or rook f8. Let's go to e8. All right, king's fine. King's fine, but we are down a full minute on the clock. So that's probably the worst part. Let's just go rook over. Let's bring in all our pieces. Got a target there. Yeah, I don't know. A new theme, a new piece settings every time. As long as it's not too confusing. All right, I probably want to pull this back at some point to target. Okay, so he goes knight a4. What if I bring this knight in now? He doesn't control that anymore. So knight a4, I guess, makes sense because it's hard for me to attack. It defends b2. c3, I guess he wanted to play. I'll just pull this back somewhere. Any of these squares. Probably just d6, honestly. This is a good bishop. I'm willing to trade for it. Then, what's my next move? I can't... Okay, does he want this pawn? He can't take that pawn, though. Let's go back here. Wait, so takes rook a8, right? And these are both hit. So what if we play this a bit aggressive? So now I'm threatening to take this, right? Yeah, look, my pieces just became very good. Because they're all now pointing at that king. I'm going for this. I'm absolutely going for it. No calculation necessary. Okay, wait, takes and mate? Okay, I'll just recapture. This is check. I have bishop back. It just seems not even necessary, though. Bishop back, I mean, I'm just a clean pawn, but this is just killing. My only issue is 27 seconds and no increment. But this attack seemed very strong. Sacrifice, and that's mate. Absolutely got him. He tried to play a real opening against me. No. No. Fake openings only. Okay, that's a good move. En passant loses my queen. So I will go... Okay, wait, take. And... I want to get this across. Okay, wait, that was my idea. If f5, then there, it opens my bishop, right? So I distracted the bishop by threatening this. I made the bishop take. And now I wanted this. Did that actually work? This is crazy. This was a crazy game. f5 opens this bishop for queen h2. Is the only way to guard h6. Otherwise this. That's just mate. This was... Wow. That was a nice game. That was... Wait, we gotta review that. That was a nice game. He tried to play a legit opening against me. And... he struck quick with like this e6 move. Okay, you can't see here, but it says 85.7 accuracy. All right, so he played knight f3. I tried to play a walrus gambit, right? A walrus gambit is where... I think it's literally Stockfish's least favorite move. I mean, g5 and e5, it's got to be close. Let's see here. I'm looking on the right here. g5, it says plus 1.6. e5 is plus 1.3. Okay, we were close. So, okay, but he didn't take my pawn, and he tricked me into transposing into just a scotch. So this is just a regular opening, of course. And so, as I understand it, the move is pawn takes d5. And then c takes d5 is playable, but there's also like this gambit with castles. White should castle here and actually probably deny this, because takes, this is like dangerous. This king's in the center too long. You got to get out of it like this, but then pins. So this is problematic, right? But anyway, this is not what happened in the game. He played e5. So now I had this decision to make with this knight. Okay, knight g4 is a very good move, apparently. Knight d7 was not a good move because of this move, like queen g4. Ah, so that's tricky. That's tricky. So my bishop is blocked. g7's a problem. If I castle, then bishop h6 hits this. Only way to save mate is to lose my rook. So queen g4 causes some problems there, and it's not something I saw. So knight g4 just like leaves my pieces a little bit more free. Attacks e5, still threatens this to pin and win the knight. Okay, so he pushed knight d7. He played e6. That's a blunder. What did I miss? So it's saying queen e7, castles. Now queen takes like loses my queen because my king's still in the middle is the problem, right? So I can't move my queen. But no, well, the engine just changed its mind. Okay, pawn takes, check. So the issue is every time this f pawn moves in the opening, right, it exposes this diagonal. And typically queen h5 check is not a big deal, or sometimes it's not a big deal as long as you can just play g6 and deflect the queen away. But if they can control the g6 square with like a bishop or a knight, then it's a problem because typically there's this pin onto the rook where you'll lose the rook. So that's like a common idea if you move the f pawn before castling. There's checks queen h5 or queen h4 depending on what color you are, and then it comes down to controlling the square. Here though I have just queen f7. I don't know how I didn't see that in the game, and black's just a clean pawn ahead. But I played knight f6, so I counter blundered, and I guess this position's about equal. Probably slight pull for white. And so like, but this is what happens. Like, so, okay, it's just a completely normal middle game position. I mean, regardless of how we got here, right? But my opponent started making moves just like in this vicinity, and there was just like nothing going on. Like they played knight a4, they played bishop e3, they played rook over here. Whereas my pieces, like you'll see, they start building up and they all start improving. So like literally starting from here, so I get this rook in the game, I get my king to safety. I just bring this rook over, right? Just quick moves, very natural. I get that rook hitting the pawn. I get this rook on an open file. I'm just improving each of my pieces. Knight e4 just gives me a nice square in the middle of the board. I don't expect f3 that would really hit me out. I think that's a little bit problematic around their king. And it also allows like my queen to jump out here. So bishop to d6 is a move that I played just to help my rook. And also I'm looking at attacks over here. Although it's saying queen h4 is like a missed win. Saying like minus 1.5. I guess this threat is already very strong. I don't even need this back here, even though it's helpful. So I don't really care about this pawn. And I mean, the other reason is it just loses a piece. But even so, I wouldn't really care about it because like the focus is on this part of the board. Like if someone has activity where the kings aren't, that's not going to be as good as activity where the kings are, right? So like the queenside play here is not nearly as important as the kingside play because like you can do whatever you want over here, but checkmate's going to end the game if I have activity over here. So rook c1 is just like, okay, he's preparing c4. Like the thing is, you can play like this, like you can have ideas, you can play like this and play slowly if the kings are safe, right? But king safety is just, it just trumps everything. So if the kings are safe, then yes, like we talk strategy, we talk nuanced ideas, but otherwise like activity matters. And already this position, you can't see, but it's minus 4.5. It's minus 4.5. I got an exclam for this. And I got 2 exclams for this. I love the exclams. Absolute endorphin rushes. I don't even know how you guard against bishop takes h3 at this point. My position is just so good. Like, it's crazy looking at this and thinking it's minus 4.5, but it is. Queen f3 does not really stop anything. There's just bishop takes h3 next turn. Saying like this move g3, white can play. But okay, you lose this pawn. But the sacrifice is just too strong. It's just too strong. This is minus 6 point something. Just recapture. King h8. So bishop e6, like already I'm up a clean pawn and I keep attacking, but this is still very nice. So queen d4. So I guess if he takes it, I mean, this is just going to be mate. It's just going to be mate. I have this, I have this. I have rooks coming over, but it's like not even necessary. So then let's see how I finish the game. Since it was a little bit tricky, I didn't have much time. Oh, queen g4 ends the game nicely. Okay, I'm hitting, threatening mate. And if g3, I just zigzag in here, right? So that's a nice one. But I sacrificed here. I got 2 more exclams. So I think that brings my total to 5 exclams in this game. All right, take the rook. f4 was a clever move. I think that's the only thing that doesn't allow like mate next turn. f4, because you don't want to en passant, because then all of a sudden you lose your queen. So I take this rook. Okay, bishop takes, I guess, brings something into the defense. Maybe he could have flagged me. I had 20 seconds on the clock here. But check. And now I know I just need a rook here to end the game, but I don't have this square. And I don't have this square. But I play here rook b5. Wow. And rook e6. I love it. So now I'm threatening mate. There was really nothing he could do. There was nothing he could do. f5 guards this, but there's queen h2, so my opponent resigns here. So that was that game. I'll probably put that on YouTube. I think that was pretty nice. So you guys can say hi to YouTube, like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Soleil.